I've been using the recently released iPhone 15 Pro Max for around a week now, and as someone who has upgraded from a 14 Pro Max, I thought it would be the perfect time to discuss whether or not Apple's latest flagship is worth the upgrade. Let's get into it. Let's start with the design and build quality. Apple has, once again, delivered that signature sleekness we've come to expect. However, the iPhone 15 Pro Max has one standout feature which, in my opinion, sets it apart from the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Its lighter build. The iPhone 14 Pro Max, whilst premium, has reached a point where some considered it a tad too heavy for comfort. You'd notice its weight during extended use, but you don't fully realise this until you switch to something lighter. The 15 Pro Max strikes that perfect balance. It feels substantial, yet comfortably manageable. Now, there have been discussions online regarding the titanium frame's quality out of the box on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Some units showed scratches or colour imperfections on the band itself, and a few units have misaligned parts. In my case, the iPhone 15 Pro Max arrived flawless with no build issues, overheating or structural concerns whatsoever. It's essential to note that these initial hiccups could be ironed out by Apple given the scale of their production. However, when you're investing this much in a phone, perfection should be the standard. Nevertheless, my first impressions of the iPhone 15 Pro Max are overwhelmingly positive. The lighter design is a significant improvement and the titanium frame is just cool. Even though I had hoped for a completely fingerprint resistant titanium frame, the phone still feels comfortable and very premium in the hand. Moving on to the displays, both phones feature Apple's Super Retina XDR display with ProMotion technology. The colours pop and HDR content looks incredible on both screens. However, here's where the iPhone 15 Pro Max takes a tiny step ahead. It trims down the bezels even further. In my unboxing video, I expressed some disappointment with the iPhone 15 Pro Max's bezels, but having used it as my daily driver, my perspective has shifted. When you have the iPhone 14 Pro Max and 15 Pro Max side by side, the difference may not be immediately apparent. However, after a few days, you start noticing the 14's thicker bezels again. It's an interesting observation and something to consider when comparing these devices side by side. When it comes to performance, Apple continues to raise the bar. The iPhone 15 Pro Max houses the latest A17 Pro chip, and it's an absolute powerhouse. Apps launch in a flash, multitasking is a breeze, and gaming performance is top notch. I haven't encountered any heating issues with my device, so throttling has not been an issue for me. And the same goes for the iPhone 14 Pro Max, which is powered by the A16 Bionic chip. While the 15 Pro Max's 6-core GPU edges out the 14 Pro Max's 5-core GPU, the daily difference is negligible. In terms of performance, these two phones are neck and neck. Now let's focus on photography and videography, areas where iPhones have always excelled. The iPhone 15 Pro Max's camera system is truly remarkable, both in my hands-on experience and what I've seen online. Enhanced computational photography and improved zoom capabilities make it a photography powerhouse. The iPhone 14 Pro Max is no slouch either, but it lacks some features like the 5x telephoto zoom found in its successor. For the average consumer, either one of these camera systems will be more than good enough. If you're eager to see the full capabilities of the iPhone 15 Pro Max's camera, stay tuned for my in-depth review coming very soon. Next up, battery life, a crucial consideration for many users. Both the iPhone 15 Pro Max and 14 Pro Max offer impressive battery performance. I've never had any issues in this department with either device. However, it's worth noting that switching to USB-C with the 15 Pro Max is an interesting shift. It brings the convenience of a single cable for multiple devices, although I'll still need my trusty lightning cable for my first gen AirPods Max. The full benefits of this transition, for me at least, will be more apparent when all my Apple products adopt USB-C in the future. Of course, it's not just about hardware, software and features matter too. Both devices run the latest version of iOS, but the iPhone 15 Pro Max introduces something exciting: the action button. This button is a first for iPhones and replaces the mute switch. It allows you to map it to various functions, from opening your garage door to controlling your lights or even unlocking your car. I've personally mapped mine to open X. This seems like a pretty boring use of the button at the moment, so I'd love to hear your suggestions in the comments below. And while you're down there, maybe think about subscribing to the channel if you're feeling awesome. So, is the action button alone reason enough to choose the 15 over the 14 Pro? In my view, definitely not the sole reason, but it is a neat addition that certainly enhances the overall experience. Okay, so the big question: is it worth upgrading from the iPhone 14 Pro Max to the 15 Pro Max? Well, that depends on your needs and budget. If you crave the latest technology, the iPhone 15 Pro Max offers thinner bezels, cutting edge performance, amazing camera capabilities and brand new exclusive software features. However, if you're content with your iPhone 14 Pro Max and don't feel the urge for cutting edge upgrades, holding on to it for a bit longer makes sense. It is worth noting, if you do not own either one of these devices and you find the 14 Pro Max for a much lower price, that would certainly be the more sensible option given the limited differences between the two devices. Thanks for sticking around for this in-depth comparison. If you found this video helpful, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything at all. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.